Well, how are we, folks? Nice to see you all again. Yeah, Saturday. Strange little Saturday. Didn't do a great deal today. Went out, did a bit of shopping. Not much. Uh, yeah, strange. You'd think of our little our little evening get-togethers coming to an end. Quite sad, really. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed doing it for you. I think it's a good time just to close to sort of, before it starts getting a bit repetitive and a bit silly, and it is getting repetitive. So I'm kind of going to finish off. I said we would probably finish it on Monday, but I think it's a good idea to finish it um, when we said we would finish it on Monday. And then we'll see where we go from that. We'll see what's happening. Just the confusion with all the Facebook and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, is just has made it a little bit more complicated. It's not crazy complicated. So we kind of started it all off with. I think it's a good time to I'm going to do this little silencer song, and then we'll do a couple of songs. We'll do the two latest songs that I've written, which are "Dear Myself" and also "Nothingness," which are the last two songs that I wrote. I'm going to start off with this. I always liked this song. Now that I'm kind of doing it, I think it'd be something that Phil and I could maybe do. Well, it must have been your eyes. Oh, this place you're taking me took me by surprise. Kissed the world a long goodbye. For this place you're taking me, well, we danced in the storm, and we danced around the thorn, and we danced with all our love in the power of a you know I said life can be fatal sometimes. Da 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 da. This touch of tenderness is leaving me with just mouthful of dust. Cars go skidding by, round vicious circles, tumble, tumble, tumble into rust. Where we danced in the storm, and we danced around the thorns, and we danced with all our love in the power of our youth. You know I said life can be fatal sometimes. Wake up and feel, wake up and feel so alive. so alive, so alive. Da 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 life can be fatal sometimes. Life can be fatal sometimes. Life can be fatal. Yeah. I lost my concentration a little bit there. I was just watching that prick across the way there, just throwing stuff down, just casting it off as if it'll all go away. Yeah. Naughty boy. Yeah, so the silencers, let's see. Let's have another little look-see. A Rock Écossais, a Velodrome. This was a magazine. It's got some really cool pictures in it. You see a picture of Stevie and Phil being very young men, and all of us being young men. And in this picture, there's some series players. There's Basil. I think I've showed you this before. Basil Boli, Didier Deschamps, right there. That's Didier Deschamps, the French manager. A young Phil there, young JJ and Jimmy and Stevie. I don't see Cha. Cha wouldn't be bothered with all that shite. He wasn't a football man. And then somewhere there, yeah, there's a young Phil and Stevie. Yeah, and that was an old Airdrie Town Hall concert ticket that we put together ourselves, I think. Yeah, Monklands District Council, look at that. There you go, look. Is that coming through? Yeah. Homegrown stuff. So yeah, it's kind of timely because it's coming to the end of this old yeah. So let's see what this one says. Despite the name of the gig, Another Silent Night, that is exactly what it is not in store for the fans of internationally successful homegrown band The Silencers when they take to the stage at the Airdrie Town Hall. So that's just kind of running through what's happening. And normally we would be playing in the Barrowlands at Christmas time, Jimmy O'Neill, the scribe behind the band's lyrics, told us, but we want to make the Monklands gig an annual feature. There you go. Since forming in London 8 years ago, the band has undergone several changes. Brothers Stevie and Phil Kane from Muir Hill joining the lineup in 92. 3 members of the Silencers, O'Neill lead vocalist Jinky Gilmore and lead guitarist Cha Burns, are all Coatbridge based. We all have family and friends in the area, says Jimmy, which makes an extra special gig at Christmas. O'Neill is no slouch as a vocalist either. On the third album for RAC, I think that meant to say RCA, Dance to the Holy Man, it was O'Neill who pioneered the distorted vocal effect, with U2, INXS and Deacon Blue having since cloned. Oh, yeah. Anyway, that was the old Airdrie Town Hall. And you could get tickets. We were giving them away. Yeah. And then we went on to this festival, which I've always found really interesting. Check some of the names out in this. Tab 2, Taboo, Patent Oceaner, Stephen Ayrshire, Angelique Kiddo, Yvonne Moore and Walking the Blues, Greg Calley and the Freaks, Sina, Jellyfish Kiss, Mumpets, The Silencers, Zura West, Marla Glenn, Rage Against the Machine, James Brown, John Hyatt. I mean, that is just incredible, isn't it? And then it goes on. And then there's Bel Canto, Familial Tribe, Contrast Family, Stop the Shoppers, Candy Dulfer and the Funky Stuff, Bob Geldof and the Happy Clubsters, Gothard, Spin Doctors, Deep Purple, Another Noise, Roman Games, Daddy's Cosset, Starglow Energy. I think these are some of the smaller bands. I don't mean that facetiously. So there you go. We were on just before Zura West and Marla Glen, and then came Rage Against the Machine, John Brown, and John Hyatt finished the gig. And here's another wee evening of the Sick Kids Appeal on December the 1st, 91 in the Usher Hall in Edinburgh. And the performers are absolutely Arnold Brown, Steve Coogan, Jack D, Craig Ferguson, Muriel Gray, Jules Holland, Norman Lovett, Kevin McDermott, Nick Revel, Jonathan Ross, The Silencers, Elaine C. Smith, Wet Wet Wet, Stu Who, and some surprise guests. There we go. The Sick Kids Appeal would like to thank the following companies and individuals for their organisation. So it's thanking all the people that kindly come on as sponsors. It's another French review there. Jimmy O'Neill, chant guitar, Chad Burns guitar lead, Stevie Kane bass, Jinky chant and lead guitar. Yeah, I don't think so. Tony Suave, le batterie, percussion, Phil Kane, clavier, organ, Hammond accordion. The Silencers en concert le 26 octobre. 20h40, I think, au Forum de Dijon. The Silencers se format, the Priton 87. It sortent alors album A Letter from St. Paul. Too difficult for this wee boy to read. Let's go back to what I can barely read is English. Light Bite. Our most underrated music makers Jimmy O'Neill and Jinky Gilmore of the Silencers dropped by this week to give me a sneak preview. I've always wanted to say that of their 5th album due in January. They asked me to think of a possible title for the album which might not come out in Britain due to the fact that most of you seem to have appalling musical tastes. Not my words, Your Honour. And that's another thing for Airdrie Town Hall. Oh yeah, this is really good because my young brother's mentioned in this. I'll read this out actually for our Coatbridge friends and Airdrie friends. Airdrie Town Hall is gearing up not for the sound of silence but for the sound of the Silencers. Following the success of the band's Christmas concerts at the Town Hall in recent years, they are returning for another festive cracker on Friday, December 23rd. Fans can look forward to a reprise of some of the Silencers' best known songs from the past, plus a preview of some of the material from the band's new album, which has the working title So Be It, which ended up being called So Be It. Band member Jimmy O'Neill told the Advertiser, "The Christmas concert is something of a tradition now for us. We've had a great time in the past and this one will be no different. We all really enjoy performing in front of a Monklands audience at this time of year, and judging by the response, the fans have a good time as well. The Silencers will be supported by the Barefoot Mailmen, a band formed by local musicians Brian Smith, Mark Gilmore, and the Blackwater Blues Band, recruited on the bill after Jimmy saw them performing around Coatbridge. Tickets are £8.50. Bloody snip. Are available from Airdrie Arts Centre and Jim Doyle Travel in Coatbridge. Brilliant. There is also a possibility, although it's no more than that is something that is the stage of a Silencers Christmas single. Although it's no more than that at this stage. Okay, right. So that's a rumour he's basically saying. Jimmy takes up the story. We recorded a version of the old folk song Wild Mountain Time for the Scottish Tourist Board television advert. It was only shown in the south of England, but there were around 9,000 calls asking if the song was available on record. We did think of it as a possible Christmas single, but the timing was wrong. We had recorded it in 2 days whilst we were working on the album, so we kept it up our sleeves as a possible post-Christmas release. Then we found out that Rod Stewart has decided to record a version of the song as his Christmas single, so there's a possibility, if we can get it arranged in time, that we might yet release it in competition with Rod. Baby Jane, don't leave me hanging on the line. Jimmy, whose daughter Aura sings on Wild Mountain Time, added that the band will be heading off to France to finish mixing the new album, which is due to be released around February. And there is this, Bob Geldof and the Silencers, Oh, the Mean Fiddler in London, live at the Fla. That was the Fla, actually, in the big Fla. Seconds of Pleasure, new album out now, a living musical history lesson, a chunk of Glasgow rock history in the making. If the Silencer songs don't have you simultaneously weeping and burling, check your pulse, you've surely expired. That was David Belcher. They obviously liked that. Backed by popular demand, a nameless Scottish supergroup comprising of many faces are to perform 2 low-key shows. Hue and Cry's keyboards wizard Greg Kane teams up with Jinky Gilmore, ex of the Silencers, Brian McPhee, spelt incorrectly, of The Big Dish, and Ross McFarlane of High Fidelity. The untitled group are playing in Merlin McFly's in Coatbridge this Tuesday. No names, no pack drill for the superstars. Right? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so, and that's basically that. That's basically takes care of the Silencers, and this is really good. Like the Silencer stroke Clannad information, unless just in case one band wasn't enough for you, you could get 2, so you can write for the Silencers and Clannad. There's the Royal Concert Hall, Celtic Connections, 1995. I think that was the only time that we ever played Celtic Connections. I don't know if that's upside down or not. Yeah, it's upside down. The ticket. Yeah, there it's there. So there we are. That kind of, what's that? That's Seconds of Pleasure, new album. Oh yeah. New album, Seconds of Pleasure by the Silencers. Why am I talking in American accent? Stupid boy. Yeah, so that's kind of the little. That's more. There's some other stuff there about my solo career, but we can worry about that some other time. Oh, there's the Kenny Rogers. Bless him. That's a keeper, isn't it? Look at that. Kenny Rogers, when I supported the dear Kenny Rogers back in 2005. And there's Gilmore with long hair. A younger Gilmore. Silencer star set for solo outing. There are many people who will be envious of singer-songwriter J.J. Gilmore, not only because he toured the world for 7 years as the frontman with the Silencers, selling hundreds of thousands of records across Europe, nor simply that his debut solo album, Sunnyside Pal, is acclaimed as a heartfelt, emotionally charged offering and has led to support slots with Bob Geldof and Ocean Colour Scene, but because a precocious 6-year-old boy from Coatbridge, he kicked helium voice brat Bonnie Langford on the rear during a recording of a children's talent guest, Junior Showtime, and he was promptly asked never to return. Thankfully, JJ, like his music, has matured much since then, as will be evident in his live show at Oran Moor tomorrow night. Indeed, the title of his album, recorded in New York, is a reference to his friend Paul Anthony Lennon, whom he lost to cancer. Since embarking on his first solo outing last year, JJ has been making waves across Europe with his highly distinctive vocals and poignant melodies. Gilmore says, "I've taken all my musical influences and thrown them into this record, and I've come out with my own bag of tricks. Come and see me tomorrow evening, 7:30, Oran Moor, £9. Bloody snip." There you go. Aha. Aha, ha, ha. Hurrah, ha, 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 ha. Oh, you stupid boy. There we go. That's a little review. Good to finish off the... Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I wish I could play piano. I really really wish I could play. Dee-die-dee-die-dee-die-dee-dum, dee-dee-dee-die-dee-die. Okay, here we go. Turn this up a little bit in my head. Dear myself, here you're feeling down. The memories finally got to you, and you're running out of town. You woke me up crying in your sleep, and now you've got us both awake, and we're digging in too deep. You got me now with all your might. Tried to put me out of sight, but now we're here. Let's try and work it out. You're always wrong and never right. You're filling me with fear and fright. We're treading water, filling up with doubt. And dear myself, I hear you're not enough. You killed yourself again last night, and then you drifted off. You wrote your letter to me unaware, but I wrote every word of that, and no, I didn't care. You'll always be a part of me. You always show the worst, but come what may, we have to draw a truce. You loaded me with jealousy that took away the best of me. People say there's freedom in the truth. Dear myself, dear myself, dear myself, the miracle of life was back in that old avenue, in the trouble and the strife. With every careless step you did me in, for us to keep on keeping on, you're gonna have to let me win. And dear myself, perhaps there'll come a day you find you're talking less to me, and I'll have to go away. We're just the same, there's no point to compare. And if you need a helping hand, just say and I'll be there. Dear myself. There's the larks train. Goodbye to larks. Yeah, yeah, goodbye to larks. Goodbye to the larks train. Goodbye to larks. Yeah, yeah. Go home now, home now, home now, home to larks. Go home now, home now, home now, home to larks. Dear myself. Dear myself. Yeah, dear myself. Dear myself, that'll never be allowed in Largs ever again.com. Yeah. So, let's, from our lovely little book, let's read a little bit for you from the Poetry Pharmacy. I've enjoyed reading you these little things as well. Not, as I say, not my strong point reading, but it's been lovely nonetheless. It's boiling in here because I've closed the windows just in case it's starts. Yeah. Um, Shithead across the way there was doing stuff, so I closed the windows. Anyway, not to worry. Okay, this is called The Voice, or sorry, just Voice by Anne Sansom. Sansom. Call by all means, but just once. Don't use the broken heart again voice. The I'm sick to death of life and women and romance voice, but with a little help I'll try to struggle on voice. Spare me the promise and the curse voice, and the unsaphonate call me please when you get in voice. The nobody knows the trouble I've seen voice. The I'd value your advice voice. I want the how it was voice. The call me irresponsible but aren't I nice voice. The such a bastard but I warn them in advance voice. The we all have weaknesses and minds as being wicked voice. The life short and wasting times the only vice voice. The stay in touch but out of reach voice. I want to hear the things it's better not to broach voice. The things it's wiser not to voice voice. It's good, isn't it? I like that. Yeah, so the condition our lovely chap William Seacart says is for losing the spark. Also suitable for becoming bored or boring, falling out of love and rocky relationships. Anne Sansom's poem Voice is for people whose relationships are floundering, who don't understand why their partner seems to be becoming tired of them. They were hanging on your every word at the beginning, and now they seem to greet you with an inner sigh every time you open your mouth. How fickle they must be, how insincere. In truth, of course, the fault in relationships is almost never one-sided. The lesson of this poem is that sometimes just pouring out your heart, burdening your lover with all your troubles and your woes and your neediness isn't the best way to remain attractive. If every time you get home you start to complain about your work, or how nobody seems to appreciate you, or about that itchy skin condition you just can't get rid of, you might find that you start to lose some of the mystery. Naturally, you want to be in a mutually supportive relationship. It's important that your partner knows you trust them, and it's equally important for you to have someone to go to when things actually get bad. But that doesn't mean your partner is obliged to care about the trivial gripes they know you wouldn't inflict on a friend. After all, no one wants to feel like their partner's dumping ground. As important as it is, and as difficult as it can be, to make ourselves vulnerable in a relationship, we often forget that what originally attracted our partners to us may have been the twinkle in our eye, our coolness, our slight distance. There's no contradiction in keeping a relationship fresh and exciting while still being emotionally available to one another. Whatever the therapist may say, sometimes talking about it isn't the answer at all. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Thank you very much. The Poetry Pharmacy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Joseph Donnelly, my dear friend, who got me that. I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm parched. Hold on. Stay with me. Stay with me, folks. I'm coming back. I swear to God. Still put a bit of ice in it. I don't want you talking to me about it. And of course, a slice of lemon, darling. A slice of lemon, sweetie. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's better. So, there we are. That's better. The little foxes were active, but we had some real strange stuff going on in Pricks Bridge last night. I think somebody was being assaulted on it. There was a big crowd of people. It's just a continuous like movie, this bridge. Just people coming and going. I'm going to make my own documentary about it and just call it The Bridge, and start filming it, and then just making up music, I think. And just some of the sights that go over that bridge are just like, honestly, it's a video in itself. So somebody was getting beat up in it last night, or something was going on. Some young guy wailing, oh! Of course, I ran over like fuck I did. So yeah, while we get the chance in the last couple of nights, we'll just say thank you again, everybody, and I want to say to Marie, out in British Columbia, Marie, that I'm sorry that you can't be howling at me anymore each night. You'll have to find some other mug. So yeah, I wrote this song while I was in deep depression, in my deepest part of it, and I gave the name Nothingness to my depression. Such a lovely thing, a piano, isn't it? I'm gonna show there's nothing else the door. Well, it's been around here many times before. It's taken all my days and sleepless nights, and it's put me in the backseat of my life. I'm not setting the night on fire, I'm not putting the world to right. All I want is the light of day, some peace in the dead of night. I want nothing from nothing else. 'Cause I'll set my sails within the here and now, and I'll raise my voice, I maybe even shout. I'm tearing down the walls, I'm letting go, 'cause the past, the future, I don't know. 'Cause I'm not setting the night on fire, I'm not putting the world to right. All I want is the light of day, just some peace in the dead of night. I want nothing from nothingness, I want nothing from nothingness. Should be a major there, I can't find it. There it is. No. I lost my summer to the golden sand, and I tried to run but didn't have a plan. Now winter's glowing all along these shores, and I'm cold and scared just like I was before. I'm not setting the night on fire, I'm not putting the world to right. All I want is the light of day, just some peace in the dead of night. I want nothing from nothingness, I want nothing from nothingness. I want nothing from nothingness, I want nothing from nothingness. nothing from nothing, nothing from nothing, I'm gonna show there's nothing else the door. Yeah, it's a noisy fly. Yeah, there we go. So I hope you have a splendid evening. Then what they've came back, what have they got? Big carrier. They come back with the blue bags, you know, the ones that you're not supposed to give out. You're supposed to charge 5p, but they don't really give a fuck. Have turned into a save the world chat. Right, out you go, fly. Go on. You belong outside. Get out. That's good to watch, isn't it? He's gone. Anyway, have a lovely evening. Enjoy your Saturday evening. And if you can, we got some more bikes. As I said, I missed out on the bike. There was a bike in Ardrossan which apparently had said on it, please take me and enjoy. And my friends were going to pick it up for me, Peter and May, but they never managed. Somebody got in front of them, pardon me, but that's okay because I got 3 fantastic bikes yesterday, and we'll get more. So enjoy your evening. Have a lovely evening. If you do and can give to the food bank, then lovely, and thank you again for all your orders for handwritten lyrics. Got some more orders to do and get them out to you. So as I always do, if you want some handwritten lyrics, just please write to me, jjgilmore@gmail.com. But for the meantime, toodaloo, the